The Central Bank of Nigeria injects fresh 500 million naira into $500 million into forex market. The Nigerian Air Force eliminates terrorist syndicates in Kaduna Plus. President Biden blames Iran-backed militants for deadly drone strike in Jordan. Hello, this is NEWSLIVE on Viewer Television. My name is Patient City. The Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) has injected $500 million into the foreign exchange forex market, as revealed by the Hakama Sidi Ali, the acting director of the Corporate Communications Department at the CBN. Sidi Ali also emphasized the CBN's dedication to promptly addressing all legitimate foreign exchange backlogs. She assured the public that the CBN is implementing a comprehensive strategy aimed at enhancing liquidity in the Nigerian forex market across short, medium, and long-term timelines. The stated strategy, according to Sidi Ali, is designed to tackle fundamental issues that have impeded the effective functioning of the Nigerian forex market over the years. The reforms in the forex market aim to streamline and unify multiple exchange rates, promote transparency, and diminish arbitrage opportunities. Expressing confidence in the initiative, Sidi Ali highlighted that a stable exchange rate will contribute to increase investor confidence and foster the attraction of foreign investors. And also, in a recent operation, the Nigerian Air Force successfully eradicated a terrorist syndicate operating along the Kwagi-Kampamin-Doka axis in the Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. Air Vice Marshal Edward Gapquet, the spokesperson for the Chief at the Air Force, revealed this information in an official statement. The operation was a part of the Air Force's ongoing commitment to eliminate the threat of the terrorism and kidnapping in the northeast and north-central region of Nigeria. The decision to also conduct the strike was based on intelligence reports indicating the movement of the syndicate in the Kwagi-Kampamin Doka axis of Birnin Gwari local government area of Kaduna State. The same intelligence also linked the syndicate to the ambush on troops at Kwanamotua on January 27, 2024, as well as multiple attacks and abductions of innocent civilians in Birnin Gwari. Following the intel, the terrorists were tracked to a specific location where they had gathered. The Air Force operative executed a precision strike engaging and neutralizing the syndicate to ensure the safety and security of the region. A yet-to-be-confirmed number of soldiers have been killed by the improvised explosive devices during an ambush by the militant from the Islamic State-backed faction of Boko Haram. The Islamic State West Africa province, formerly known as Jama'at al-Hassuna Jihad in Borno State. Multiple military sources that the attack took place along Pulka and Bama Road on the same. Civilians, also including a pregnant woman using the road, were also killed when the vehicles also stepped over the planted IEDs. Improvised explosion devices and ambushes have continued to pose a major threat to soldiers fighting Boko Haram and ISWAP in northern Nigeria. At the moment, many soldiers and civilians who stepped at the IED planted by Boko Haram have been killed along Polka and Bama Road, one of the military sources told newsmen. And in Borno State, the governor, Professor Babangana Zulum, has said he will get rid of terrorism in the state before the end of his administration. He stressed that insecurity has denied economic development in the northern region of Nigeria. Hence, the need to collaboration to tackle the root caused by the menace. Now, let's check the reports by Beatrice Kurisi.
Northern region and other parts of Nigeria has been taken over by terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers. This has affected economic and infrastructure development. The 10th Sir Amadou Bello Memorial Lecture provides a platform for stakeholders to recommend solutions. Borno State Governor Professor Babagana Zulum said the root causes of insecurity can be tackled with crusade against corruption, improved funding for education, job creation, and security synergy with traditional leaders, as well as investing in agriculture. The position corroborated by other stakeholders from the north.
Road infrastructure is key. Job creation is key. When we are speaking about education, there's one very important thing that we need to understand, which is education that can create wealth. Education that can create employment. Technical and vocational education. We have two major problems in our educational sector. One, the mismatch between our graduates and the labor market.
Modernizing agriculture. Modernizing agriculture is extremely critical because not only of food security and the issue of sovereignty, you can never be free where somebody is giving you food. Building the civil service, including the judiciary, and being open to the world is number 5. Number 6 is creating credible media to support the above objectives.
We have abdicated our responsibilities as agrarian people and waiting for handouts from federal government. This narrative must change. And that is the way to tackle banditry, insurgency through good governance.
First, we must strengthen the institution of governance and uphold the rule of law. This requires concerted effort to combat corruption, promote transparency, and ensure that we do not radicalize our people unnecessarily.
We recall that President Tinubu stated that securing the country is the first priority of this administration. This commitment has been demonstrated by the allocation of the largest share of this year's budget to the security sector. Still, we are aware that force alone is insufficient to put an end to multiple threats which Nigerians face. Please allow me to state that there is no truth in suggestions that the federal government plans to relocate agencies and institutions of government out of Abuja. Beyond affecting administrative changes that will not disadvantage any part of this country.
It is expected that government will implement recommendations and suggestions in order to restore peace in the region.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control (NAFDAC) has issued a stern warning against importation of syringes from foreign countries. This is according to a statement signed by the NAFDAC Director General Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, made available to newsmen in Abuja on Sunday, saying the act may kill local pharmaceutical industries. She also advised members of the new executive of the Association of Nigerian Licensed Customs Agents, the NLCA, who were on the courtesy visit to her office in Lagos, to think more of the interests of the country above personal interests as a clearing agent in the port nations. She also enjoined the agents to join forces with NAFDAC to end the rejection of Nigerian food exported to the European Union, United States, and other Western countries. The NAFDAC boss also narrated how she marveled at the stupendous investment committed to local production of syringes in Nigeria by a local pharmaceutical company during a recent facility tour. When NEWSLIVE returned after the break, no fewer than 7 people were killed in Brazil's southeast Minas Gerais state when the small plane they were traveling in crashed, authorities have said. Details of this come to you right after the break.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305, here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulence, for ultimate comfort.
Discerning travelers, we are more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
The game of polo, it's my life. Polo is good. Though I just started and I'm still learning the basics. But I hope to be a pro in this game, and God being by my side, I know everything will be fine. I started 4 months ago. I started stick and ball 4 months ago, though I attended the riding course in Pakistan. I've learned the riding basics, but the game of polo 4 months ago, I started stick and ball. Every day we mount on the horse, we pray. And once we come down, as you can see, I was about ending and I fell from the horse. It's a normal thing. In horse riding, if you don't fall, you've not started yet. You need to train. You can see I'm sweating, I'm eating banana, it's part of it. You must train, you must eat well, and you must learn properly. I've chosen polo to be my own sport, and I've always looked up to people like General Kazir Fire, General MSA Aliu, Colonel Waibelu, and General Laka. A few of them, I've looked up to these people. These are great polo players, and they've always encouraged me to play the game of polo.
Welcome back from the break. If you're just joining, this is News Live on Viewer Television. Now, a recap of our top stories. The Central Bank of Nigeria injects fresh $500 million into Forex market. The Nigerian Air Force eliminates terrorist syndicates in Kaduna. Plus, President Biden blames Iran-backed militants for deadly drone strike in Jordan. Now, the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, has filed a lawsuit against the Minister of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, Hannatu Masuwa. and record-level executive Kenny Ogungbe challenging the validity of their National Youth Corps Service NYC certificate. The NBA's petition asserted that the NYC certificate purportedly issued to both individuals are null and void. The plaintiffs in the lawsuit are John Akpa Aikpopo Martins, chairman of NBA Spardo, and Fumi Adiogun, secretary of the NBA Spardo. The legal action opposes the mobilization of Musawa and Ogungbe for the mandatory one-year National Youth Service, arguing that their mobilization, having exceeded the age of 30, is deemed unlawful, illegal, and contrary to the principle of patriotism in Nigeria. And operatives of the Federal Capital Territory FCT Police Command have rescued 5 kidnapped victims from 2 different gangs of kidnappers in Abuja. The FCT Special Intervention Squad, in collaboration with the FCT Police Anti-Kidnapping Unit, rescued the 5 abductees. This was disclosed by the FCT Police Public Relations Officer SP Josephine Ade during a press conference at the command headquarters. According to her, on January 27 at about 11:30 p.m., a distress call was received at Idu Division that sounds of gunshots were heard around Sabon Lugbe axis. A police patrol team was drafted to the scene where one Blessing Eze, female, was met with a bullet wound on her shoulder inside the Toyota Corolla car with RSH 724KC black in color. Elsewhere, 3 victims, namely one Ibodi Emeka, male, Precious Uche, female, and Eric Chukudi, male, were also rescued from their captors unhurt. And on IPOP, the Federal High Court has scheduled February 8, 2024 as the continuation date for the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOP. The Supreme Court had previously transferred Kanu's case back to the Federal High Court for the resumption of the trial. This decision came after the Apex Court overturned the appeal court's ruling that had discharged and acquitted Kanu of all terrorism charges. Nnamdi Kanu's special counsel Aloy Ejimako account also announced the new trial that, following his regular meeting with the IPOB leader at the Department of State Service DSS facility in Abuja, Ejimako expressed confidence that there will be no further changes, particularly regarding the fixed date, and shared his assurance on his social media platform. Kano State Governor Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf has refuted any claims of entering into an agreement with the presidency before the January 12, 2024 Supreme Court judgment on contested Kano governorship election, which affirmed his victory. Following the Supreme Court declaration of Governor Yusuf as the legitimate winner, a circulation or document on social media suggesting an alleged agreement between the governor and the presidency as a precondition for his legal triumph. In his response, in recent time, the governor's spokesperson, Sanusi Bature Dawakin Tofa, dismissed the document as a product of imagination completely lacking in truth. Governor Yusuf expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for ensuring a fair and impartial judicial process without interference. He commended the president for exhibiting profound leadership qualities by upholding principles of justice, even in the face of pressure from undemocratic elements in Kano State and beyond. And also, primary schools educators in Abuja have resumed their duties, marking the end of their work as stoppage thanks to the intervention of the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The educators had initiated an indefinite strike to advocate for the implementation of a 40% peculiar allowance and the settlement of 25 months' worth of minimum wage arrears, among other outstanding payments. Margaret Jethro, the secretary of the Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT FCT chapter, shared this information during an interview with journalists in Abuja. Ms. Jethro clarified that the suspension of the strike are effective from Monday was a result of Mr. Wike's involvement in resolving a portion of the minimum wage arrears owed to the teachers. According to her explanation, Wike committed to addressing 40% of the total minimum wage, arrears exceeding 7 billion naira, while the remaining 60% will be handled by the area councils. It's worth recalling that Wike had assured that the deduction of the 40% minimum wage arrears will commence in January, with the area council also making their deductions over the subsequent 3 months. You're still watching News Live on VOA Television. Business and international news comes to you right after this break.
In this 21st century, where all the information we need is now in the palm of our hands. News from around the world, entertainment, celebrity gossip, sports, and much more. The only thing that you need is the right source. Viewer TV is now on the go. Simply check us out on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for all the information you need.
Two souls came together. Two souls came together. They're not right now.
Tat Fragrance, the new luxury fragrance for men and women.
Welcome back, and now on the business news. The Advertising Regulatory Council of Nigeria, ACON, has refuted claims suggesting that it charges 3 million naira for advert vetting fees. In a statement issued by Winifred Akpan, the head of corporate affairs at ACON, sent to Vanguard, it was asserted that such reports are false, malicious, and a misrepresentation of the vetting fee process. Akpan clarified that the actual vetting fee is 35,000 naira, not 3 million naira. Additionally, she emphasized that a deterrent fee is not applicable for advertisement produced within Nigeria. The statement went on to reveal that the information regarding vetting fees and association rates is accessible at the ASP Secretariat and the organization's office nationwide. ACON strongly emphasized that the publication in question is inaccurate, malicious, and distorts the vetting fee process. The correct vetting fee is 35,000 naira, not 3 million naira, as incorrectly stated in the headline of the National Daily. It was also clarified that the 3 million naira deterrent fee is only applicable to organizations producing their advertisement outside Nigeria. And also, against a backdrop of continuous depreciation of the naira, the import of motor vehicles in Nigeria witnessed a substantial 32% decline in 2023. The total number of imported units through Nigerian ports amounted to 132,293, contrasting with the 194,550 recorded in the previous year of 2022. According to cargo drop through ports information from the Nigerian Ports Authority, the various other import categories also show notable decreases during the same period. Ship traffic, cargo traffic, container traffic, and berth occupancy all registered significant drop last year. Simultaneously, the naira experienced an unprecedented depreciation in 2023 as the official exchange rate averaged 820 naira to USD dollar, that's $1, compared to 460 to $1 US dollar in the preceding year. The parallel market rate closed at 1,090 naira per US dollar, down from 720 per $1 in 2022. Stakeholders in the import trade sector have expressed concerns about the worsening exchange rate and situation in 2024, surpassing over 1,400 per $1. They anticipated a further deterioration in the trade situation throughout the year. And also, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited did not contribute any funds to the Federation account in 2022, as stated by Omar Ajayi, the Chief Financial Officer. This lack of remittance with attribute to the subsidy payment on premium motor spirit, commonly known as petrol. The NNPCL, a significant revenue-generating entity in Nigeria, serves as the national oil company responsible for various functions including management and sales of the country's crude oil and gas. In a 5.24-minute video released by the company, Ajayi explained that the payment of fuel subsidy prevented the company from remitting taxes, royalties, and making a profit to the Federation account. The documentary further highlighted that the persistent challenges posed by fuel subsidy payment had hindered NNPCL's growth potential. The situation changed with the advent of a new administration which brought an end to the subsidy regime. This shift not only saved the company from potential bankruptcy, but also paved the way for financial prosperity. The recent decision of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPC) to pledge a total of 440,000 barrels of crude oil per day to secure cash deal has raised questions about the future of Nigeria's oil wealth and the well-being of its citizens. Africa's biggest oil-producing company, or currently in the country, pumps around an average of 1.4 million PD to be achieved this year. NNPC Limited uses joint venture agreements with local and international oil companies to produce in onshore and shallow water oil wells. It owns 60% of benefits in this agreement, but often fails to contribute its share of cost, leading to what is known as cash call arrears in the industry. Experts are at a loss on why NNPC is mortgaging over 30% of Nigeria's current oil production of 1.4 billion PBD. At the time, the country is not attracting enough value from its oil reserves at 37 billion barrels, and revenues are badly needed to show up declining external reverses and prop up a bruised currency. Calvin Emmanuel, an energy economist and board member of Obedian Achana, has Nigeria said its bigger belief that the beggars believe that the Nigerian government in 2024 is embarking on the financialization of future revenues from oil and gas assets by securitizing crude oil and gas output in pursuit of immediate cash. And on the international scene, a drone attack on a base in Jordan has killed 3 American troops, with President Joe Biden blaming Iran-backed militants for the first U.S. military deaths in the region since the Israel-Hamas war began. Iran said it had nothing to do with the attack and denied U.S. and British accusation that it supported militant groups responsible for the strike on remote frontier base in Jordan's northeast near the borders with Iraq and Syria. Biden later held a moment of silence at the South Carolina church banquet hall for the U.S. troops killed in the attack. With the region already tense as fighting rages in Gaza, the strike also raises fears of a broader conflict directly involving Tehran. There has so far been no claim of responsibility for the strike, but British Foreign Secretary David Cameron reiterated a call for Iran to de-escalate in the region. He also condemned the attack by Iran-aligned militia groups in a post on social media platform.
An attack on one of our bases.
Yes.
And I'd ask you for a moment of silence for all 3 of those falls. And we shall respond.
And about 7 people were killed in Brazil's southeast Minas Gerais state when the small plane they were traveling in crashed, authorities have disclosed, after leaving Campinas in neighboring Sao Paulo state. The single-engine plane apparently broke up mid-air and crashed at around 10:30 a.m. in the mining town of Itabeva, firefighters disclosed. Firefighters also found out that 7 dead victims who were on board the aircraft, the department said in updated the statement. It had announced earlier that 3 bodies had been found. Images taken by locals which showed the wreckage of the plane shortly after falling on the side of a hill covered with grass and trees, circulating on social media or social networks and Brazil media. And also, Pope Francis has emphasized the unique circumstances of the church in Africa concerning the proposed extra liturgical blessings for same-sex couple. In an interview with the Italian newspaper La Stampa, they acknowledged that from a cultural standpoint, homosexuality is perceived as ugly in African societies. The Pope addressed concerns raised against the Declaration Fiducia Supplicans, a document he supports, which introduced the possibility of blessing couples in irregular situations within the Catholic Church, such as unmarried couples divorce and remarried couples and same-sex couples. In response to criticisms, Pope Francis pointed out that some vehemently opposing the document belonged to small ideological groups. The president of the African bishops, with the Pope's approval, asserted on January 11th that the blessings for same-sex couple will not be implemented on the continent, where many countries criminalize homosexuality. The bishops of North Africa expressed their willingness to bless individuals in irregular situations as long as the blessings do not create confusion for the parties involved or others. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has declared that the UK will enact legislation to prohibit disposable e-cigarettes, aiming to address the escalating issue of youth vaping. Pre-filled disposable e-cigarettes, commonly referred to as puffs, have gained popularity among young individuals due to their various flavors, affordability, and high nicotine content. The government pointed to recent statistics indicating a nearly 9-fold increase in the use of disposable among vapers under the age of 18 over the past 2 years. Additionally, Sunak's government intends to implement fines for shops in England and Wales found illegally selling vapes to children. Health expert had lauded the proposed measures, with Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty asserting that the legislation would significantly impact public health for numerous generations to come. Mike McKean from the Royal College of Pediatrics and Child Health commended the initiative, describing it as a bold action.
Well, it's important that we maintain vapes for adult smokers who want to stop, because for those people, it's obviously preferable that they vape rather than smoke. That's why actually we're pioneering the Swap to Stop campaign. 1 million people are being provided with kits to help them through the NHS, and actually one of the first countries in the world to do a program like that. It's also why we have balanced these proposals, targeting the things that are particularly appealing to children. And that's what this is about, is protecting children's health. That's why the marketing, the flavors, the appearance, where they are displayed in stores. And what's clear is it's disposable vapes that are behind the very worrying rise in children's vaping. Children disproportionately and overwhelmingly use disposable vapes. So I think we've got the balance right. Supporting adult smokers to stop smoking with our vape kits and dedicated support for them, but targeting all the things that make sure that children shouldn't have access to.
And that's all on NEWSLIVE, but before we go, we have a recap of our headlines. The Central Bank of Nigeria injects fresh $500 million into Forex market. The Nigerian Air Force eliminates terrorist syndicate in Kaduna Plus. President Biden blames Iran-backed militant for deadly drone strike in Jordan. Many thanks for watching. My name is Patience CD. Do stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our